bra. Varsågod.
Hey everybody, it's Odin, and welcome to the weird side of furries, where I look at a particular subset of furries that most people consider weird, and give you some information about it, show you some potentially cringe, show you that being weird, you know what? It's okay. And I know what you're thinking. No, I'm not a baby fur. I just think Stitch is really cute. Now by now, I'm sure you've heard of baby furs. And with any community, there's always the ones that stick out the most for the wrong reasons. We don't need to cover the rainforest incident. Yeah, and there's been numerous occasions where adult babies have gone on TV shows, TLC, and it hasn't gone so well. But honestly, baby furs are absolutely everywhere. You would be shocked to know just how many furries are either baby furs or into wearing diapers. I mean, seriously, there are so many. You have no idea. There are Twitter accounts dedicated to showing off diapered fursuits, okay? There's Tumblr accounts for baby furs. There's Instagram, Facebook groups, really any social media you name, there is a large baby fur presence. In fact, even YouTube has baby fur content. There's baby fur animations. Let's look at one right now. Okay. Oh. Alright. No, that's what I'm thinking. Okay. Can I show this on YouTube? There's even videos of fursuiters in a diaper in a nursery like this. Oh, hello. Oh, he's got that's a pacifier. Okay. Alright. That's a lot of stuffed animals, let's be honest. Oh, and the entire floor is baby! Oh, that's funny. I think, okay, that's a lot of... Alright, I don't think we need to show any more of that. Or there's even diaper unboxings? I don't... Why? And there's tons and tons of adult babies with their own YouTube channels, but I think you get the idea. Oh, and if you find this video at all entertaining, be sure to quickly hit subscribe, hit the bell, and leave a comment and a like. It does help out this video a lot. And before we delve deeper into this odd section of the fandom, I just want to say I have no issue with baby furs. As long as you're a consenting adult doing something with another consenting adult, I have no issue with it. Anyway, just like when we delved into the vor video, let's go over some terms so we can get the basics of what baby fur is about. The first term, and the most important one, is ABDL, Adult Baby Diaper Lover. This is actually two terms in one. There's adult baby and diaper lover. They aren't necessarily the same thing. Some people are adult babies who love diapers, and some people just like diapers. Okay, I don't care. I'm gonna admit it. I'm gonna admit it right on my channel here. I like padding. And I was ashamed of it before, but guess what? I don't know, I'm 29, I'm gonna be 30 in March. Who cares? Who cares? I'm not hurting anybody. I just really like padding. So, guess what? I'm a DL, everybody. There you go. Now you know. Anyway, moving on. Now there's a caretaker, and this is a dominant who cares for the adult baby, like changes, feeding, basic needs that you think of an adult doing for a baby. Now there's also daddy and mommy. Oh God. Now this is a dominant caretaker who has taken the role of a daddy or mommy for one or more adult baby. This is a special term of endearment and goes beyond being just a caretaker. Now there's DDLG, Daddy Dom Little Girl. This is a term frequently used to identify female or female identifying adult babies and their male or male identifying caretaker. And from what I understand, DDLG doesn't necessarily have to do with ABDL and can just be a kink or non-kink thing. I'm a little fuzzy on this one. Now there's a lot of words for diapers. The one that I prefer is padding, because it sounds less baby. But there's also dipes, crinkles, nappies, which is like the UK thing, pamps, or huggies, like the diaper brand. There's a lot of different words. I mean, just name it and it crinkles, that's probably a name for a diaper. And now there's sissy, which is the adult baby who dresses more in like frilly and girly clothing with the connection to their little side. Now, this is mostly male littles who, oh, by the way, littles means adult baby. They're littles. This hat is getting in the way. But can also be used for female or female identifying babies as well. A plushie, a stuffy, or a plush is a stuffed animal. That one's pretty obvious. Like Stitch over there. And I have a ton of stuffed animals. Has nothing to do with adult babies. I just like Pokemon stuffed animal a lot because they look great. Now here's a term that every time I hear it, I personally cringe, and that is snoof. And that means to sniff. Often pertaining to sniffing someone's wet in padding. Okay, I mean, sometimes it doesn't mean just snoof in general, but I don't know why. Just this term, I hate it. Nothing against it, I just hate this term. Oh God, here's one. Oh, are you ready for it? Okay, there's blort, bloating, mud butt, poopies. And these are all terms. You know, I don't have to explain this. You know what these terms are for, and it's... Yep, there's also stickies, which is... male reproductive fluid is the most non-demonetizable way I can say it on YouTube. Honestly, if you take a lot of terms and add IES at the end, it's probably a baby fur term. It kind of babyfies it, and yeah, you can just guess some other terminology that way. And many abdls organize themselves into families, sort of like how pups do it into packs. They'll have like a daddy or mommy, a brother and sister, and I guess there's big brother and big sister that cares for the little brother and little sister when the daddy and mommy isn't around. It just sounds like a complicated game of house. Now that we've got the terminology out of the way, let's get to the baby fur accessories. Now there's like adult-sized cribs and high chairs. I'm talking like you could sit in this crib and high chair. It feels like Alice in Wonderland type of thing where you've shrunk and now you do it. But yeah, there are adult-sized cribs and high chairs made. And a lot of baby furs don't have these because they're expensive. They take up a lot of space. And if they want to be private about their, baby fur side, having a giant crib in their house or, high chair, not the most discreet thing in the world. And apparently they're very envied by the community. So I posited that giant cribs and high chairs are like the fursuits of the adult baby world. Everybody wants one and they're expensive and they're highly coveted. Now there's also the pacifier, passy, or dummy, which are, they're all just words for pacifier, that a lot of baby furs like to wear. And in the corona times, I've even seen a lot of baby furs wear them under their face masks, so there's that. Now there's like a onesie or a sleeper, and here's a picture of a onesie versus a sleeper versus a hooded sleeper, which I guess are all different. I never knew. Thank you, Thunderpup, for letting me know. Oh no, by the way, a lot of this like terminology and stuff was all written by Thunderpup, but we'll get to that later. And there's tons of businesses dedicated to adult baby merch, like a lot. Like for diapers, there's adult diapers, companies dedicated solely to selling adult diapers, like ABU, which, that's what this hat is. There's Crinkles, there's Tykables, and I'm sure there's a lot of other ones. There's just a lot of adult diaper manufacturers that are specifically made for ABDLs because they have like cute designs on them and stuff like that. Like this hat is a design on one of the diapers that ABU makes. There's also other ABDL accessory makers like Lil Comforts or Playtime and other companies like that. And speaking of merch, I actually have these awesome pins right here. Yeah, see this? This cute design is Odin peeking out. And these are now available at my store MV, odinwolf.storemv.com. This design, I just thought, for some reason, just seems to go really well in this video. Anyway, if you like these acrylic pins, they're only $6 each on my store MV. The link is in the description below. Okay, moving on. Now, let's get to the clean side of adult babies, because after that, we are delving a little bit into the dirtier side of adult baby. There are a lot of ABDLs who don't actually wear diapers for their practical function, as in they don't go in it, if you catch my drift. And there are many adult babies who only wet in them, and there are some that also mess in them. They go number 1 or number 2. Okay, I mean, people wear them differently, use them for different functions, so not everyone is the same there. Don't assume because you see an adult baby in a diaper, it means they poop in it, because you know what? Chances are they probably don't. Like me. Hi, I don't do that. I'm not a fan. And to some, diapers are sexual, and get out of the way. And a lot, they're not. It's just like fursuits. There are a lot of fursuiters who have no sexual connection to wearing a fursuit at all, and there are a lot also that do. They like it sexually. Like, there's a lot of different gear aspects to adult babies. Some like wearing particular things, others don't. Everyone is different in this community, and it is important to keep that in mind, because I'm going to go into the more dirty side of adult babies, but it's not fair to assume that everyone is like that, or even a majority of people are like that. Not that there's anything wrong with liking the dirtier side. Everything's fine as long as, I will say it again, consenting adults doing stuff with consenting adults. Most baby furs don't do super extreme stuff, but some do, and that's okay too. Let's get to the dirtier side of adult babies. Trigger warning, this is pretty gross. Alright, there are some ABDLs who like putting on diapers that have been previously used by someone else. They might be wet or worse. Some ABDLs like snoofing, remember that term earlier? Snoofing used diapers. They like the scent or the humiliation or kink aspect of it. Some ABDLs even wrap their wet in diapers around someone else's head as a form of humiliation or kink play, or they do it around their hands as mitts. And I'm sorry, that's a little graphic. I'm trying to not be too much for YouTube, but that's just an aspect of what a minority of baby furs do. And some baby furs, again, trigger warning, this part's a little whatever. They fill their diapers with oatmeal or even more extreme, but bananas, and I'm not going to go into any more detail than that. They like the mushy feeling. I guess, it's not that extreme because it's a mushy feeling, but at least it's not poo. Anyway, there's a lot more I could cover in the dirty side of this. Just like with any subculture, honestly, there's a lot of messy and dirty aspects of it that'll make most people cringe, but I'm not going to cover more of it because if you're really curious about that, you can do a Google search. And the point of this video isn't to just make fun of baby furs or anything, or to try to gross you out. It's just to try to give you an umbrella of all aspects of baby fur, not just the squeaky clean baby fur aspects. So how do people get into being a baby fur? I mean, everyone finds what they're into in different ways. Some baby furs I've talked to knew from a very young age that they really liked wearing diapers. And they would, in their teen years when they, stopped being potty trained, they would sneak diapers and wear them still, and then they just wore them as an adult. They never wanted to stop. And they realized, once they found the internet, that there's a community for it called adult babies or baby furs. Like me, personally, I didn't find out that I liked padding until I was 28 years old, when I tried it, when I had a friend just have me try it, even though I was previously completely repulsed by it. Seriously, I hated padding in every way, shape, and form. I hated how it looked. I hated how it sounded. It's just everything about it was a complete turnoff for me. But then I tried it because I was like, you know what? Screw it. There's so many baby furs. There's so many DLs. There's so many people who like this. Why don't I try it? And I did. And I was like, oh crap, I like it. So that's my one thing I want to also say to you, is that you can cringe about it. You can think it's the most gross, stupid thing in the world. But until you try it and you really, really open your mind to something and you just sort of get over yourself, you might find that you like things that you previously just were repulsed by. So yes, I like padding. Just the baby fur aspect completely doesn't appeal to me in any way, shape, or form, but the padding, it does. Okay, so I found it late in life, some find it early in life. It just depends. It depends. Now I wanted to ask Thunderpup a few questions about ABDL, because he helped me write a lot of the terminology earlier, because I didn't know most of this stuff, because again, the baby fur aspects of it aren't familiar with me, just the padding is. So he seemed knowledgeable, so I decided to ask him a few questions, because he knows what's up. So Thunder, how did you get into being a baby fur? How did you discover it?
So I became a baby fur because I have been ABDL all of my life. I found the baby fur community through my ABDL side. All of my life, since I was in diapers as a toddler, I knew that I loved diapers. And of course, baby things and stuff like that kind of grew on me as well as I went through life and I grew up. I got to be an adult and I was working in some convenience store in Podunk, Iowa, and all of a sudden, I'm scrolling through some pictures and stuff, and I'm like, oh, what's this? And I found some art by an individual named Tavy. It was very cute art of an animal in a diaper. And I was like, goodness, this really resonates with me. My ABDL side was like, oh, look, I'd really like to play puppy. I was like, okay, let me look into this. And I found out that, oh, wow, there's all these people that run around in fursuit. That appeals to me because I'm little. So, you know how kids love our fursuits, and so the little side of me is like, I want to be a puppy too.
And what extent are you a baby fur, Thunder?
I am very, very, babyfurr. I have tried to create a little bit of a non-crinkly image for Thunderpup, just for those that, want to associate with me but don't really like the diaper aspect of who I am. But overall, I am a babyfurr through and through. The appeal for me is so much that I have fashioned my life around being a babyfurr.
What advice do you have for those who are curious about ABDL?
You only live once. You have one opportunity in your life to do what you want to do. You have X amount of time. How much of that is spent doing what you want to do is up to you. But why wait? Start now. Dive in. See if you're curious about it. Find out if you like it. There's lots of us that are going to be open-minded to you if you want to come to me, to, anyone else that's a friend of yours that you happen to know is into diapers. Be like, hey, this is something that is piquing my interest. I'd like to try it out. I'd like to see if it's something that's for me. Or if you're in the closet, you like it. There's going to be a whole community of babyfurrs and diaper lovers that are ready to accept you with open arms. I know that it's scary trying to step out of that shroud. There is a lot of social stigma, and there's a lot of individuals who hold popufur status or some sort of notoriety within not just the furry fame, but bashed on for having an interest in diapers. I think it's important to consider that you have to be your own person, and if you live your life based on the expectations of other people, then you can't be truly happy with who you are internally. Don't miss an opportunity to explore and see if this is something that can bring an improvement to your life. Thanks for having me, Odin. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Thunder, for answering this question. I do appreciate it, and I hope that gives someone else's insight into babyfurrs and adult babies, diaper lovers, etc. Look, babyfurrs are cringy as hell. DLs, cringy as hell. But honestly, look at yourself. Look at the stuff you look at on Fur Affinity and tell me, are you completely not cringy as hell? Because I'm pretty sure that most furries are cringy as hell. And I've come to accept that that's okay. That's actually completely okay. Like, you can be weird, you could be gross, but as long as you're an adult doing stuff with other consenting adults, third time saying it in this video, it's like it's important, then honestly, who cares? Like, what difference does it make? As long as you're not hurting anyone else, then there's no issue with it. I don't care how gross I find something, as long as there's no actual harm in it. It doesn't matter. Like, don't let other people's perceptions of your interests and your kinks cloud your enjoyment of it. Like, I think vor is gross. I don't like any aspect of vor. And yet, you know what I don't care about? Vor. And I don't care if someone's into vor, because it doesn't hurt me, it doesn't hurt them. It's all a fantasy thing. And as long as you're an adult baby doing stuff with adults, then I don't care. It's all good. Like, it took me so long to admit publicly that I liked padding, because I was ashamed of it. I was told by this fandom that this thing is weird. Well, I was told by the world that this thing is weird, I should feel ashamed of it, and it's not okay. But it is okay. Like, I don't care. I like padding. Who cares, guys? You like weird stuff. I like weird stuff. Baby furs are weird. We're all weird. Guess what? It doesn't matter. Yay! Oh, and by the way, every convention you go to, yeah, chances are there's a baby fur in a leadership position. And a lot of high-ranking job positions and stuff, guess what? A lot of people's are DLs or ABs in those too. They're everywhere. Anyway, if you like this video, please check out my Patreon at patreon.com/OdinWolf. It is the best way to support me. It's I keep doing videos for you guys every single week-ish, and I really do genuinely appreciate all the Patreon support. And also, I have a store envy where I have those awesome new Peking Odin acrylic pins, and I have lots of other awesome merch, like this shirt that you can't see that I'm wearing because I'm wearing a kigurumi, but this bandana and all this other stuff. Check it out. It's great. And yeah, thank you, Thunderpup, for helping me write this. And, I hope you learned a thing or two. If you cringed a little bit, that's okay. I did too. But hey, maybe you'll find out in the future you like aspects of this and keep an open mind. Or maybe you find out you don't and you're into something else weird. And you know what? That's all okay. Anyway, it's been Odin Wolf and, Crinkle. And as always, I want to thank my patrons, especially everybody at the Diamond tier last month. We have Lord Hoot, Slip Fox Socks, Conlo, Lucifer Lucario, Henry Kusky, and Deku Panda. Thank you, 6 of you all, for your enormous support last month. You guys are the best. And everybody at Platinum, Virgil, Lurch, Wolf Medic, Riley Peacock, Kopi, Tony Q McAllister, Michael Fulf, Chipper Dog, Dante Wolf, Lexi Fox, Dynamo, Tantanka, and Wilyafa. Thank you all for your Platinum support last month. Again, it's an enormous amount of support, but I cannot thank each and every single one of you enough for how much you do for me. And everybody at gold, silver, and other tiers, thank you for making this my job. You guys are great.